Let's come home and talk about famous brands, which of course is the largest player on the local scene. Steers was the original founding base of the business, the Halamandaris family out of Witbank, now known as Imalahleni. Then they bought Wimpy from AVI, I don't know, about 15 years ago. Since then, Debonairs, Mugg Bean, Tasha's, and then a whole string of things which they've been acquiring, Vovatello and a whole nature of things. Then they started doing the back end infill as well, making cheese, hamburger patties, chips. Recently they bought a business down in the Eastern
tomato
Cape.
paste as well.
That's coming too. So market capitalization is a rather paltry 13.7 billion rand. So compared to the businesses we've been talking about, this is small, but in South African terms that's not too
pretty big,
too shabby. Price to earnings ratio 25.54, dividend yield of 2.93. Lots of competition in our market. We know Burger King is here, we know McDonald's is here, we know that all these other players are coming in. But they've held up well and the category seems to have expanded. The share price I think is trading at an all-time high. Let's have a look at that. It's gotten to 135, 140. So yeah, it has been at this level before.
Bullish looking chart, unless that's a double top, which we hope it's not.
What the hell is a double top?
It's technical trading for me. It's bearish.
I don't believe that rubbish.
But no, this is a good company. I think that this one ticks the boxes. I mean, it's dominant in its space. It's got a strong focus on vertical integration, which isn't as high margin, sexy business as what the rest is.
When the vertical, you're talking about the tomato sauce and all that stuff in the background.
Making all their own sauces and chip factories and all sorts of things that they're buying.
And then the deal is if you have one of the franchises, then you've got to use
use their supplier, but that makes it cheaper for you to operate your franchise. And they've got some really very strong brands. Wacky Wednesday is a real thing. So
what is Wacky Wednesdays?
2 burgers for the price of one.
Which store?
Steers.
Hey, what day is it today?
It's tomorrow.
Okay,
Tuesday.
tomorrow. Yeah. That's it. I'm done. Tomorrow. Hey, after
so you can vote and you can get 2 burgers for the price of one. It's fantastic. So I think famous brands out of the local pick is probably the favorite one. I mean,
let's talk about all the extra things they've done. So in recent times, obviously they own these things. They kind of have this experimental approach where they bring things like Mythos, this new Mexican salsa thing.
Yeah, they bought a 51% stake in that.
Which is like a Chipotle knockoff. So they find entrepreneurs who have got something going, even if it's only like 4 or 5 stores, and then they buy and they take a 51% stake, and then they kind of nurture the brand.
Into it and
Tasha's was the other one, which they did some time ago.
And they've done it relatively successfully so far, I think.
And Kevin Hedderwick is a very good operator at that level. He's still doing that sort of strategic acquisition type stuff, and he motivates those entrepreneurs to feel like they've got a home.
Lupo Osteria, which is an Italian franchise as well.
And I suppose if you're buying all these things, it doesn't matter if all of them don't take off. It's just a matter of putting lots of lines in the water.
Venture capital, I suppose. We see the Spur Corporation did that with Rocamamas as well.
Yes, which is working out
fantastically well.
So you can see everybody's starting to sort of move into this space. But if you own something like Mythos, Mythos could become the huge play in the Greek dining category. This Mexican salsa, I tell you, that thing could be huge, because we saw that in the United States of America model. That sort of Mexican Tex-Mex food is extremely popular too.
Yeah, and it's not actually traditional Mexican food. It's like a sort of a modern day take on it, and it's good. I quite enjoy the salsa.
Right, so we own this one in the portfolio. My general feeling is that the competition and the internationals coming in is just expanding the category and making more and more people inclined to eat out rather than eat in. So I'm feeling famous brands for me anyway is hot. How do you feel?
Hot as well. I think it's the dominant player in the space.
And the recent results underline that.